What's up, everyone? I'm gonna go live very quick because this girl's got stuff to do, and I'll be busy for the next couple days, so I may not be able to live stream. So, wait for everybody to chime in because the first minute, I see this in other people's streams, there's nobody there. You're like, what's going on? You gotta wait for everybody to come in. What's up, Reese's? You're the first person. Hi, Robert. You two are the very first. And now people are coming in, and I thought I would talk about macros a little bit again on keto because people tend to have it wrong. What's up, everyone? Yay! Yay's in the house, right? Let's get this party started. Anchorage. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so as you guys are coming in, hey, everyone who's coming into the chat. We got 37 people and only 2 likes. What's going on? Must be Brise's. Brise's has one of those likes. Can we get the likes up, guys? So people can see the chat, and how you like up the stream is you collapse the X in the right corner and see the thumbs up and then reopen the chat. So that'll help people to find my very humble channel. So you guys, let's talk about, I should get the visuals, right? Let's get the visuals out. That'll be better, I think. I do believe, yes. All right, so we got some, I think it's, yeah, okay. So here we go, right here. We got some steak and we got some butter. So the problem is that people are going ham on the protein on keto because now after a couple of years, people are convinced that keto is a high protein diet and not a high fat diet. How did that happen? I don't understand that science. And so I thought it'd be really good to break down why we have to have more fat. Hello, Stephanie. I'm doing a food journal before setting up a consultation. How can I set up the time since I'm living in Japan? Also, ketones. So if you're living in Japan, I have consultations at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, which would make your consultation in the morning probably. I think it's 15 hours. So you might have to get up around, I think maybe 8 or 7 to do your consultation. So that works if you're in Japan, no problem at all. And as you guys know, I really want to go to Japan because they don't listen to Stephanie. Carnivore 98% now for me. Okay, so Joe Rankin, you must be having some issues with the gut because you're doing, I think the next live stream I'll do like a pure carnivore, but this is carnivore, isn't it? I mean, it's animal fat and animal protein and fat, right? So, is vitamin A sufficient? Yeah, the thing is like, you guys don't understand the difference between the different types of vitamin A that are in plant source foods and in animal sources of foods. Like in liver, you're going to have in certain plants you have carotene, and in animal fat you have, my brain is like stuck. Retinol. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I got it. I got it before I saw the screen. And you can get more nutrient density out of your animal fatty proteins than plants. So plants have K1, I believe, and animal fatty parts of the animal have K2. And these are more bioavailable versions of these vitamins than you get in plant source foods. They're sort of incomplete. That's not very scientific, but I believe that they're incomplete. So I think that you can get a lot of these super rich in vitamin and minerals type of density in bone marrow if you don't have a glutamate problem, and also in liver, right? More available vitamin C if it's raw or slightly seared. So you're going to get magnesium, you're going to get potassium, you're going to get your vitamin C from your fatty meats, guys. But let's talk about carnivore the next stream. Yes, let's talk about the fat. What's a good replacement for nuts? This? It's not that hard. I'm such a little smart arse. Cut them out. Just ease up. Cut out the nuts. They're baby plants, and they mess your gut up. Bye bye. Butter will high fat create more inflammation and fibromyalgia? No. Actually, Bonnie, if you eat more meat, you can put a little stress on your or your kidneys, and that will like flare up your fibromyalgia. What you want to do is eat more fat. All right, so let's talk about ketogenic diet and high fat diet and how people have it wrong. So the reason why I came up with 200 grams of fat is because when I would coach people, when they would be at 167 grams of fat, and like, let's say if they had their protein at, let's say if you're a female, because I'm a female, 5'3", let's say if I was a female, I was eating protein towards 90, then I would notice by using the glucometer and symptoms that people weren't showing that they were adapting, because their glucose would be through the roof and their ketones would be junk. Okay, so I kept bumping up the fat in clients over the years. Many years I've been doing this, and the higher I got the fat, the higher the ketones rose, especially coming from animal fat. Now, you can have monounsaturated fats, so I'm not really a fan of macadamia nuts because people keep getting fat on the macadamia nuts, which must be that inflammatory glucose response, even though it's a monounsaturated fat and it's not a omega-6. But with that said, olive oil, it's still mono. The body is made up of monounsaturated fats and loves mono, but olive oil itself wasn't doing the trick. What really got people's ketones up was eating animal fat. But a lot of you guys have sensitivity to butter, right? So the problem with the butter is that there's still trace amounts of whey and casein, and if you have any type of gut permeability issues, then even this can frack you up. So then some people will go towards lard because they can't deal with tallow. Some people can't deal with tallow and they deal with lard, but you're gonna have to go towards most those types of fats, and I've mentioned this 5,000 times. When people start upping their fats to 200 and higher, ketones pop right up. And if you don't believe me, those naysayers out there, do an experiment and do olive oil for a week, right? And track your symptoms, and then do pure animal fat and find the animal fat that you don't have any type of sensitivity to, because if you have an inflammatory reaction to an animal fat, then your glucose will spike and you'll see a drop in your fat. Like, so all these little nuggets matter. And do a test for a week or even 2 weeks and watch your ketones pop up with animal fat once you find the right one. Yeah, now protein powder is processed, and 9 times out of 10, people do not do well on processed foods. Whole foods where you chew. See, we got to learn how to chew, because there's a signal to the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, and thyroid axis when you chew your food. The brain's like, oh, I'm eating. When you drink the food, the brain's like, what? I don't understand drinking food, because we don't drink food. We drink water. So then it's processed. We don't know who the companies are. We don't know what type of additives that they're adding in. Now your protein's been broken down. You don't have to digest it very much. And it spikes your blood sugar because it enters the bloodstream too quickly and at a high volume. So essentially, for women, I like to get them at least at 200 grams of fat. And some women are like, but I'm 4'11". Do I have to still eat 200? Yes, you have to eat 200. So there's like 200 grams of fat is a starting point, because sometimes you have to go to 220 and 230 and 240, 300. For guys who are active, who are big, definitely 300 and higher. So in the beginning of my keto adaptation in that first year, I did 400 grams of fat. Now, I did begin to gain a little bit of poundage, but then again, I was doing like almond butter. I wasn't doing stable fats. I wasn't using the glucometer in the very beginning, so I don't know if I was having a high glucose response. I do know in my first year I had this sort of reactive hypoglycemia after lunch. Couldn't keep my eyes open, so clearly my blood sugar went from high to low, and when it's high, you're going to store fat via insulin. So, keto is not a high protein diet, okay? You guys got to understand, you can't just sit there and eat a bunch of protein because you're hungry. A lot of people are afraid of getting fat, but they don't understand the pancreas. So the pancreas is going to release insulin from the beta cells, and that's going to transport amino acids into the muscle, and it's also one of its primary jobs is to take energy, glucose, and put it somewhere to be used as energy, either in your fat cells or in your muscles as glycogen. But the problem is, you guys have problems between your glucagon and your insulin regulation. You can't get that blood sugar up. And also your blood sugar shoots too high insulin's going to shoot higher, which will drop the sugars, the blood sugar. And so you guys are drink some water stuff. Thank you, Gins. I just saw that, and I will. I definitely have to drink water because I can tell, if I do a 2-hour stream, which I've done, and I'm not drinking water, it's the evening, and now I'll feel dehydrated until like 2 in the morning when finally all the cells are hydrated. Everybody out there watching, you 87 people need to drink some water. I'm not even kidding. You guys, it takes 45 minutes for the cells to even start to rehydrate. So I don't care if you do a pound of water. It'll take a long time before you feel not thirsty anymore. Recommend a glucometer, please. I like Precision and Extra still over the Mojo, but the Mojo is cheaper because the ketones are cheaper. So a lot of people are buying the Mojo, M-O-J-O. But I like Precision Extra because it seems to be a little bit more accurate than the Mojo, at least with the glucose. Can we eat macadamia nuts? I say no, but it's the only one that I quasi recommend. Nuts are terrible. They're so terrible. So you guys, women over 200. Men who are active, 300. Or 280, 260 to 300, or 350 to 4. It depends on if you're a big, huge dude. So you guys don't understand that in the wild, we would feast and famine, but we would also have enough HCl levels and pepsin and enzymes to digest the protein. A lot of you people who don't eat red meat, the reason why it's hard to digest is because you're losing the equipment to digest it. And with the stomach acid, you are also breaking down plant source foods and your fats. So, wow, gotta throw out like 4 bags of nuts. Yeah, for sure, Whitney. Definitely. Nuts are baby, you guys, plants are baby seeds. And finally, because these carnivore people are coming around, I love all you carnivore people because you have taken a burden off of the absolute vegan attack. Like, I would not talk about veganism until the carnivore people came around. Thank you, carnivore people. And they are just calling out the vegans left and right. It's crazy. Like, these carnivore people are saying that the vegans are, who have children or giving their children or child. The point is not any of that stuff. The point is that now we know that a lot of you guys have sensitivities to all of these salicylates, oxalates, goitrogens, nightshades, lectins, phytates, saponins, and gluten. Okay? Sorry. And the more raw it is, the more you have issues, right? You know, you guys, when you do raw, you get bloated. From butchering? What does that mean, from butchering? Looks like ribeye from Butcher Box. Yeah, I still have the meat from Butcher Box. Because I've been eating so much liver, which they didn't send, so this is still sitting in my freezer. But I just wanted to give it an example, because when people think of carnivore, they think of keto, they think of a steak, right? You want all that nice marbled, you want all the fat. Well, that's not marbled, but you want all that fat. This one's more marbled. A lot of you guys who, like I said, you have this fear of red meat. I don't even know how that happened. It's so ridiculous because there are so many amazing nutrients in the beef. There's so many, like creatine. You've got great source of protein. You've got your fat-soluble vitamins in there. You have vitamin C. You have minerals in there. You have magnesium, potassium. You have your vitamin D, E, A, and K. You have the A. You've got the retinol. Like, you've got it. Your K2. You're good to go. Your branched-chain amino acids, your CLA, your conjugate linoleic acids, exactly the CLAs. It's all good. Don't eat pork, so I can still do keto. Of course, you don't have to eat pork. Y'all don't have to eat pork. Y'all should stop being afraid of pork. I don't know why you guys are afraid of pork. It's absolutely ludicrous. Stop. But anyway, I digress. I don't eat that. I don't eat it. Almond flour is not recommended. No, almond flour is from what? Actually, almonds are really toxic, you guys. These have been hybridized to have less toxins in them so we can eat them. But people really react to the phytates in the nuts, especially almonds. I don't know how many people get skin issues and bloated and farty when they eat nuts, and they just pounding down those baby seeds that are destroying the gut wall. Yes, I'm going to go carnivore because I'm having an allergenic reaction to cruciferous vegetables. Yeah, And if you're having a problem with cruciferous, you're probably gonna have having a problem with all of them at different varying levels of histamine response. So that's the problem. A lot of you guys have weak guts, and then you do vegetables, and then you have an inflammatory response to their chemicals, which, because they don't have teeth, they're trying to protect themselves, and then you're reacting to the anti-nutrients, which are the plant chemicals, and then you feel sick on plants, but you would never connect it to plants because everybody's saying there's so many vitamins in them when there's actually more vitamins and minerals in the fatty bits of an animal. Protein, period. End of story. Done. Yes, coconut flour is fine. No, and not even coconut flour. Some people are like, I had a consultation with a woman yesterday. She goes, she does any coconut products, and she's just in a lot of pain, like pain. So we have to be careful because everybody, I now realize that everybody's different. We are so similar as humans, but we are very different at the varying levels of how we react to certain plant source foods. No, Whitney, it's you don't look at the total carb. You look at the fiber of the coconut minus the total number minus the fiber, and then that's the actual amount of carbohydrates that you're taking in. And in this rule, it does really apply to coconut flour. It's so high in fiber, but what you can actually do is mix it with a baby seed called flax. Which people tend to react better to flax than they do to the other baby seed, which is chia, which is horrible. So you can mix the two, but I really don't like when people do faux carbs right now, especially when you don't know what's going on with your guts and with your inflammatory responses. You know, I like for people to do clean keto, even though the book that I'm writing will have recipes, and I can't stand it. I don't want to put any recipes in it, but I know that people will buy the book for the recipes, and then I'll backdoor them with the science and get them to wake up and take better care of themselves, and then put 1,000 disclaimers on all of the recipes, because all the recipes somebody's going to react to something, which sucks. But we learn when you know better, you do better. Xanthan gum, if you can avoid it, avoid it. Why do bodybuilders take supplements and not herbs? Because they just don't know any better than yin yang. Bodybuilders are very unaware. Like the bodybuilder community is a monkey see, monkey do. A lot of bro science going on, and they don't. Bodybuilding doesn't look at their bodies from a holistic, level or reality or standpoint. They look at things. It's like getting dark. Oh man, I know I'm not going to do a long stream. Let me plug this in, you guys, because instantly got dark. When it gets dark, that means. Hold on, guys. Got to turn this little miniature ring light on. Which, that's too bright. Bright light. Turn this down as low as I can. Okay. Let me see. So if I can't handle vegetables, is it okay to carnivore? Yeah, so carnivore, but you can't just do carnivore, you guys. You got to do keto carnivore. So one thing that I'm not a proponent of is just straight carnivore without knowing what's going on with your existing health. So it's very, 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 very important that you guys figure out if you are hypoglycemic, you have thyroid issues, if you have any pregnenolone steal issues, if you have any histamine issues to any of the unfortunately, it's the bacteria that's growing on, because we're not eating fresh slaughter. We're eating stuff that's been shipped to us and in supermarkets, and there's bacteria on it. You guys who've got histamine intolerance and gut issues will react often to that bacteria. Some people actually have sensitivities to pork or to beef, and that is due to a weak gut wall. So if you fix the gut wall, you tend to tolerate all types of proteins better. And so I don't like for people to do straight carnivore, like just to eat ribeye, for example. I like for people to find tallow or lard, or if they can handle ghee or butter, and keep the 200 in. Do not overstuff yourself with protein. A lot of you guys have a uric acid problem, so you can't just follow a trend and then start pounding down things with uric acid and purines. You guys have issues with your kidneys because people don't drink enough water, because they've been eating poor foods and drinking and this and that and the third. Okay, what about, let's see, I'm having lots of Kerrygold, butter, chicken, thighs, bacon, eggs. coconut oil, MCT. You don't have to really eat MCT oil. And I would only eat coconut oil for the lauric acid benefits, not to get into keto. Let me see. I'm always, sorry with the finger. I'm always starving. Do calories matter? Because you're not eating enough animal fat. Time for change. 2017, Chas, time to change your name to 2019, okay? Because you're eating coconut oil, MCT oil, and you guys aren't even counting the fat on a plate. I only count the 200 grams of fat when you plop, 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 plop on the plate. As you guys saw me on the Dr. Oz show, I was like, and then you just put it on the plate, Dr. Oz. There you go, the rule of 3. And it's kind of true. You start with 3 tablespoons on the plate of animal fat, not a bunch of stupid MCT oil. And that's nothing personal to you. It's just that so many people are afraid of animal fat. And it's great that you're eating eggs and these animal fatty meats, which chickens aren't really a great source of, they're not nutrient dense, not gonna lie. Unless you eat their heart or their liver or their yolks or their feet or their beaks as collagen. So what about boils? Anyone else have boils issues? Insight into why you continually get them, doctors? Okay, so is it Gamer? Gamer, we need more information. You can't just say have boils, like what's your history of boils? Is there anyone else in your family that has boils? Have you ever tried rotating your foods around to see what's creating these deposits, these boils, these cysts, whatever they are? Okay, what do you think of virgin unroasted raw sesame? No, get rid of it. Baby plant. So no, that's a no. The consultations, it's better to go to my website, which is stephanieperson.com, because I don't like to say the rates on a stream. It's just better just to go to stephanieperson.com, and you can see my consultation rates are there. And my calendar, I think, is almost, it's not full booked, but it's almost full booked. And so when people go there, they're like, you've got to go into December. You can't, because November, what's up, Deborah? November's gone, y'all. People are like, I can't find a date in November. I'm like, you don't understand. My calendar's been open for 2 weeks. It's almost full book. And then you got to go into December, towards a couple weeks into December. And then when that gets filled up, then I open it up for another 3 weeks. I open them up 3 weeks at a time. Yeah, welcome. Let me see. What is this? Reply to Gamer. Had boils when I was diabetic, when insulin. Thank you, Kate. Bust the knowledge on them, Kate. Insulin resistance and high glucose. That's awesome. See, I love learning from you guys as well. So that's, I mean, I could guess blood sugar dysregulation due to cortisol creating an inflammatory response. But she straight up said she had them too with high glucose. Thank you, Kate. That's awesome. Bree says, like, Deborah, there's no trolls as of yet. That's so cool. Okay, do you cook the chicken feet? Oh, you put them in a crock pot, and you slow cook them to 20 to 30 hours and break down the feet until it's just gelatinous. And that's the best source of collagen over the powder. So when the powder first came out like 6 years ago, you guys see me do a video on it, because like I'm the same as you guys. Like, they're like, oh, cheese, yeah, I have it, it's great, it's a good source of fat. Oh, collagen powder, oh yeah, I do it. I never did the coffee thing. I always thought that was ridiculous. But the cheese and the nuts, all day. I was like, yeah. And then everybody was getting sick, and I was like, no. By the way, to the person yesterday who's like, I disagree. Fasting works. It works for me. You can't use yourself as the example of fasting. And when I don't know what you look like, okay? Because you could be when people say I do great on fasting, and there's no picture of them, there's no Facebook page or thing that I can go see their health and like look up close with a magnifying glass. Don't say that it works for you, because people get high. Like, running works for me, but they're super skinny. They don't realize they're gluconeogenic because people don't look at the science of how the body works. If you're not in ketosis, you are not going through the fat oxidation that you think that you're going through. You are going through a gluconeogenesis of your amino acids and not your fat, people. Let me see, no way for cheese. I used to break out all the time. Exactly. I dropped the cheese and my breakout stopped. So I think now, you guys, when I was on the internet years ago, people used to hammer me. They put like me on Reddit, and then people were like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's an idiot. Bro science. And almost no one ever does that anymore, because now the carnivore diet people came around and shut people up. Okay? Well, actually, I stayed consistent, and that shut people up because people were like, yeah, I'm getting sick, or I'm having this reaction, or I'm having that reaction to these types of foods. And people, I've had so many consultations where people will go online and start eating a bunch of nuts that they never ate and a bunch of cheese and feel really, really sick because that's what the dirty keto community is telling you to eat. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. I get a bunch of lab work done. Can I send it to you right after the book? No, I don't do lab work because I'm not a doctor. So legally, you could sue my little brown round arse. Okay? So I don't do that anymore. I used to look at everybody's lab results. I don't do it anymore. We can discuss your lab results, but I can't get them emailed to me and then do a consultation. And then you're like, oh, I got sick when Stephanie said. So no, we can discuss your lab results in the consultation, but you can't send them to me before. How many carbs do you eat a day? So I eat vegetable carbs, and I've even lowered it because of the carnivore trend. So I was eating like 2 to 3 cups per meal, and I've taken it down to a half a cup per meal because of the carnivore diet. Also, I found out that my potassium reserves and magnesium are like perfect. So and I started eating a lot of liver, so the need for these plants out of season become less relevant. I still believe that we're omnivores, but I do know that we're eating our plants out of season. We're just farming them and eating them when we feel like it. That's not normal to the body. The body's like, whoa, what you doing? You're eating this all the time. And I can't deal with the anti-nutrients in all these plants all the time that have been genetically modified. How do I season your life? Now, some people can't do with the salicylates, so they just got to do salt. But for those who can do the salicylates and all the herbs and the spices, I do some Italian herbs, and I put it in a saucepan and low cook it, the lard, because I get like all the spices up in there, and I'll do some salt, a little bit of pepper. I know you guys can't do nightshades, and I'll put some spice all up in there, and then I'll put it back into a mason jar. So when I take the lard or tallow, I could just plop it on my plate, and it'll already have amazing flavor. That's how you do it. Okay, keto, 20 grams of carbs per day. Keto is 20, yeah, it's 20 grams of carbs. That's or you can do total or net. Thinking I'm not veggie eater. You're not a veggie eater. Yeah, the thing that's really weird is when I was a kid, I hated vegetables. And society kept telling me that I was going to be nutrient deficient if I didn't eat a ton of them. So I started eating a ton of plants. And now I realize, like, my mother forced me to eat the food that I didn't like eating. A lot of children don't like vegetables, and we have to question why. Thank you, Katie. Katie says, like up the stream, guys. You just go to the X, collapse it, you'll see the thumbs up, and then you have to reopen the chat to get back into the stream. And you guys know I have a humble channel. I still haven't found anyone who live streams as much as I do about your body in general. Exercise, breathing, sleeping, mouth taping, like training your eyes to be better by using pinhole glasses, your poop quality, your skin, your bloatedness, your crankiness, your depression, your fibromyalgia, your thyroid, your rheumatoid arthritis, your osteoarthritis. That's what we talk about here on this channel. Yeah, so mouth taping is like this tape's called Somnifix. They really should start to like pay me for as much as I talk about them. But Somnifix, it's like the thank you, Jeffrey. I really appreciate it. So Jeffrey, I was thinking like your macros are way too low. And I think maybe you become too used to being at this very low body fat and low weight for how tall you are. So I think you might have lost your objectivity on your size, because when I look at your pictures on Facebook, you're looking very gluconeogenic. So Jeffrey's a perfect example of somebody who's been intermittent fasting, and people get high. There's like a what is it? It's called a not just dopamine. It's called a I can't think right now. But there's a type of um, uh, darn it, too many things in my mind. Beta endorphins. It's there, you guys. It's got to remember. There's a beta endorphin effect from not eating, and there's a beta endorphin effect from eating, right? There's a dopamine response when you don't eat. So you're not eating, you feel great, you have no hunger, you look lean, but you lose your ability to realize that you've become gluconeogenic and actually very, very, very catabolic. So that's something we need to talk about on the course page. You guys have an Instagram. It's called Stephanie Ketogenic, and I really want people to go to that page because I'm there every freaking second. And I do have a Facebook page, which is Stephanie the Business, as in the body business. And then I have a course page, which is you have to sign up through the website, which is stephanieperson.com. And I do consultations. Hey, lady, I watched your videos, but never catch you live. Oh, welcome, Laura, to my live, like, scary movie lighting stream. See, thank you, Steph. When you say I should add more animal fats, does that... I'm getting like I'll get like notifications and text and it blocks my screen. Okay, does that say does that include fat fish? Yeah, but you know you can't eat too much. You can't do too much omega-3s or else it'll thin your blood out and make your gums bleed, and that's not healthy. Did you guys know that? You can't do too much omega-3 in supplement form. Now the fish is one thing. But just to do straight supplements, you can't do that. Thank you, Deb, my mod says, to subscribe to her Facebook keto course page, go to stephanieperson.com. So Deborah is writing it in caps if you guys don't know how to spell my name. Yes, and my last name is actually Person. But when I went to Sweden, it was very common. The son of Per, because that's, Peter's son, Anders' son. That's how it works. And I was Per, which it's actually Pad. Pad is a very common name in Sweden. Par son. So person. So I went there, they're like, oh, you're Swedish. I'm like, no, I'm not Swedish. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. But you can prata svenska. Lite grann. Okay, I want to start keto next week. Are these good macros? 200 grams of fat, 65 grams of protein, 25 grams of carbs. If you're a woman, it's too much protein. Okay, 65 grams of protein is too much. You need to take it down around 55. And you need to get your carbs to 25. Unless it's total, it can be total 25 carbs. How many magnesium pills should I take? It's not how many, Michelle. It's not about the magnesium pills, honey. It is about the grams. So go look at your package. What kind of magnesium before we start talking about how many pills. Because they have different dosages and different brands. Okay? Wow. You didn't know that about the omega-3s. That explains a lot about my gums. You see, you guys? Cinnamon can do that too, you guys. Cinnamon will also make your gums bleed, so be careful. You guys, we got 91 people in the house. What time is it? And maybe I'll be on like another 10 minutes. And we've got only 59 likes. So for those who've come to the channel, like up the stream. Boom! Like up the stream, because that helps bring people to my very humble channel with my very immature but very knowledgeable 51-year-old self. Yeah, bleeding gums from too much omega-3 capsules. I did not know that, but did know about the blood thinning. I have to keep tabs on that. Exactly. What about non-organic foods on keto? I mean, if you broke, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay? Because healthy food is more expensive. So do what you can do. That's what I say, is do what you can do. I'd rather have you do a healthy version of keto in the context of not doing cheese and nuts and caffeine. And if you don't have the money to pay for organic pastured non-GMO corn-fed, do what you got to do. Because you're going to be eating all of that on a non-keto diet anyway, so you might as well keep it healthy. I mean, keep it like a keto macro healthy that way. Let's see here. So 200 grams of fat, 50 grams of protein, 220 grams, something around that. But I don't know anything about you, Whitney. So not everybody's the same. If I tell you to do that, every woman's going to do that. And that might not be for her. No sugar period, right? What? No sugar. Oh, you mean no sugar period, right? Or is a small amount necessary for the body to operate? No. Keto is, if you eat sugar, you'll never adapt. You'll just feel like crap because your glycogen will be depleted. Your fats are probably going to be too low. You're going to be starving all the time. You're going to be dragging tired. Don't do that. Don't add sugar. Okay, let's see here. This lighting keeps doing weird stuff. Let's see if we can make it better. Is that better? That's a little better. Let me see. Had me really cramping today. Got some magnesium, 500 microfilms. I hope you don't wake up in pain. So Laura, you might want to go and drink more water. People who do keto tend to drop a lot of electrolytes. So you need to add it's the only supplement I really suggest to take is a magnesium supplement. Magnesium glycinate. If you can't deal with glycinate, deal with malate. Take a magnesium supplement, or you could also do Epsom baths. You could do transdermal lotions and sprays, although those don't give you a lot of magnesium. They enter quickly through the bloodstream, but it's not enough. And you also have to make sure that your potassium is enough, because not having enough potassium can also cater to the cramps, and definitely water. I don't know if you're a woman or not, so you can't ask how much protein is the average to drop load. I don't understand. So if you can explain it a little better, some explaining, I might be able to help you answer that question. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Janine. I have a friend who has Hashimoto's, and I wondered if keto helped this condition or possibly make it worse. Well, it's the application of keto that will make your Hashimoto's worse, or hypo or hyper. So any type of thyroid issues, if you do keto the wrong way, if you do dirty keto, it's definitely going to irritate your Hashis. If you don't sleep on keto, it's definitely going to irritate your Hashis. If you don't regulate your blood sugar and you can't breathe properly and diaphragmatic breathe and get your sleep and get yourself in a state of homeostasis, it's definitely going to irritate your Hashis. If your blood sugar remains high, it's definitely going to irritate your Hashis. But if you get your blood sugar stabilized and your sleep on point and fix that gut lining, because that's another one I forgot, and get your stress down, learn how to breathe correctly, and get the plumb line nice and straight, child's going to help your Hashis for sure. Because we get enough glucose from gluconeogenesis for our red blood cells. We good to go. No dirty keto, exactly. Let's see here. Do you like what they call buffalo ghee or Trader Joe's? I never had it, so I can't tell you. And ghee is very, very particular. Some ghee tastes awful. You got to find the brand and the type and the pastured, like no hormones, no corn fed ghee. Come on, like, do me good. Do me good. Do me well. As soon as the light goes down, the sunlight goes down, things change. Let me see. Yeah, dirty keto is nonsense, but a lot of everything on the internet is dirty keto, isn't it? So people get really confused. How do you fix leaky gut? That's the big subject, right? So leaky gut is holes in the gut wall and the microvilli is broken down in the small intestine. And often with leaky gut, you have low stomach acid and you have parasites, or you have a lot of candida and a gut dysbiosis. So to fix that, sleep is number one, because the body can't repair itself if your sleep is crap. And I don't mean just sleep in bed. I mean hitting REM cycles throughout the night, at least 4 people. Then you have to learn how to breathe properly, get your cortisol down, because a lot of you people have inverted cortisol. And inverted cortisol will not make you sleep well, and your gut can't heal. Then you have to eat the right foods, right? Food. This is definitely melting. I need to put it back in the freezer. I'm at 30 minutes. I'm at 39 minutes. It was time for me to go. Sorry, I meant keto stuff way. Well, I don't remember, Kate. Sorry. I'm getting most of my water intake along with apple cider vinegar. Do you recommend that? Now, some people react to apple cider vinegar. If you got a histamine issue, you got to test food, people. You must isolate your food and see if you respond to it. If you get bloated on apple cider vinegar, cut it out. You can't just do a food because you heard it's healthy. Let me see. What should I eat to add more splurge to my jack? By the way, get him, Deborah. It's very interesting because I saw a video today by Frank Tufano who said that I was old. Honey child, please, you hope to look this good when you 51, child. But with that said, Frank, you put out a great video today. Good job. Okay. He talked about Dr. Berg. And he could have slammed him more, but he didn't. I really want to, but I'm trying to be mature and not slam people. But I'll let him do it. Yes, honey, 51. Boop. This is a carnivore guy. Smart kid. Smart kid. Like what he's doing. His channel's growing. He talks some smack about me, though, in the live stream because he doesn't know me, and that's okay because people don't know me. He called me, oh, that old lady. I was like, bro. Really, bro. Really. Okay. Let's see. Deborah's on it, right? Yeah, Deborah. Keto gains destroy Dr. Berg. He did. Like, vegan gains and Frank Tufano. But Frank brought in a really good point, and then sort of vegan gains, but if I were to really break him down, it would be not pretty. This is not focusing because it's getting dark in here, you guys. If I need to put on my Christmas lights. If I were to talk about Dr. Berg, it would not be pretty. Okay, and I got nothing against the guy as an individual because he's not a doctor, number one. But that doesn't matter because neither am I. But when you would use the word doctor next to your name, you suspect. I think Frank was talking about kale in comparison to the meat? Yo, kale freaking gives you goiters. No, they fed kale to pigs and pigs develop goiters. That's why some cruciferous vegetables are very, very, got to be careful for that with people with thyroid issues. And then he's preaching like, oh, I used to say that too. You needed 9 cups of vegetables. You do not need 9 cups of vegetables. Thank you, carnivore people, because that really helped me understand. Because you know what? In my keto course group, I had a lot of people try keto carnivore version and report back to me. Let's see what's going on. And you don't need 9 cups of veggies at all. Boop. And some of you have the fiber, if it's insoluble or even soluble insoluble fiber will stick and bulk up in your large intestine and make it hard to poop with some people. So we got to unlearn to relearn. When you know better, you do better. Thank you, Laura. Yes, keto's great for candida, like beyond measure. But you can't do dirty keto or the candida is going to stay around. I tried the seaweed snacks and just seaweed and sea salt and seaweed is all good. Whitney, I don't know. Some people react poorly to seaweed and some people react great. I don't know. I don't know enough, and I don't think anybody else knows enough as well. Yeah, if you know better, you do better. So the thing is, a lot of people get really insecure when they're being corrected. They feel demoralized, dehumanized. They feel criticized. And so then they block themselves to learn. And I don't understand that reality. Like when I do something dumb, I want to know. Please tell me so I can learn, so I can know more and then do more. I believe Dr. Berg is a doctor. No, he's not. He's a chiropractor. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, he's a chiropractor, but he's had negative dings on his license in the past. The thing about him, Janine, is that he really is jumping on the money train, right? He jumps on every trend, keto, intermittent fasting, whatever it is that makes money. He should have stayed in his lane with the adrenal nonsense because he's a man talking about women's adrenal body shapes and all this ridiculousness. But he did give out some good information in those days, right? But when he started joining the money trend, because he's making money on, like his channel blew up lying to you guys with clickbaiting, big fonts on the text, lying about everything. And it frustrated me so much. And I was really uncomfortable saying his name until other people started calling him out. And when they called him out, then I'll call him out. Mr. Rogers, right? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor and buy my kale shake and buy my supplements and buy this and buy that? And I won't show you what my body looks like because I'm hiding something. And what is he? A year or two older than me? Okay, Dr. Berg, we are We're Generation X, bruh. Okay, let's see what you're working with under the collar shirt. Finally caught you. Oh, good. Jared, sweet. Was he right? Sweet. I've gotten rid of those things through intuition. Okay, he's talking to Bree says. Yes, I agree. He started selling products he created. Yep. It's the same thing with holistic functional doctors. When they have you, how many consultations do I have? And people are like, okay, let me bring out my box of supplements. I'm like, well, who told you to buy all that stuff? My holistic functional naturopathic doctor is like, did you buy it from them? Yes. All right. You got robbed. You got took. Colleen, you can go then, honey. That's you're too triggered. That's too triggered. That, like I just said, when you cannot handle the truth, the thing I said, Dr. Berg, he could be a great guy, but when you start selling products and you're not looking at somebody's individual health and that might make them more sick, that's not cool. So I'm glad that people are calling out individuals that can hurt you because they're trying to make money. And if you find that bashing, please go from this live stream, because y'all ain't gonna sit in control the way I talk anymore. No. I'm 51 years old. I'm not changing for you, honey. Nope. I am not PC. And when I was younger, people tried to make me PC. I'm not going to be PC because one person considers me bashing. Thank you, Deborah. Get rid of her. Delete her for good. Because I'm working hard on this stream, and this woman is learning stuff on this stream, and then she says that I'm bashing without... Now, I am open to learn, but you must contextualize what you consider bashing. So all I said was he is in it for the money, and he used clickbait, and he starts selling products. And when people start doing that, they're not being aware of people's individual health and how these things might hurt the individual. That's all I'm saying. Just keep it real with people. Don't get too high and try to make money. You know what I'm saying? Because you can hurt people when you do that. See, that's exactly why I unfollowed Dr. Berg on Facebook, because he would ding me. He would ding me constantly on his messages, shoving off his products. Dr. Berg's team have emailed me twice asking me to be an affiliate and sell his products. I'm like, have you guys not watched my videos talking about him? Y'all are stupid. You just look at me, you see whatever channel growth, and then you contact me through my website to sell your products, and I'm telling you that you're full of BS. Hello? Could you recommend any product for food otherwise for Candida? I'm so glad I found you. Keep it real. Thank you, Katie. You tell it like it is. You look exceptional, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, the thing is about Candida. Monolaurin. I mean, look, some of you guys are reacting off of the oregano. That can, like, all things like oregano, grapeseed extract, garlic. Those are short-term solutions. Caprylic acid, but pretty much a good ketogenic diet and figuring out what level probiotic, as less strains as possible, can help. It doesn't kill the biofilms, but keep the spore count down, keep your stress down, and keep the heat down. Don't do saunas if you guys have Candida, because they'll make it just grow. Amazing how people buy into it. See, the thing is, you guys, is that, I'm one person and you have all of these people, and they try to tell you how to do things, how to do your live streams, how to do everything. But they don't give you constructive mapping of what they mean. Like, she says that she has to, she's like, I've got to blah, 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 you're bashing this person. So, okay, Miss Individual, what is bashing to you? What is bashing to you? Because I really, 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 really don't like when people are lied to. You know why? Because I was lied to. So I got a bunch of, I sat and ate the standard American diet, and it gutted my health. And I got a bunch of cavities, and a bunch of other things went on with my life. And then you have to unlearn and relearn to keep your health balanced. And I'm frustrated because we're lied to. And with the intermittent fasting, with the coffee, with the this and the that, and keeping us super addicted on things that are harmful to the individual, and then people are making money up from it. So if you're making money and it's the potential to hurt somebody, you don't say, like I tell people are like, can I do keto if I have Hashimoto's? Or will it hurt me? Yeah, it could hurt you. It could totally hurt you. Keto cannot be done to the people who cannot get their stress down. Like, don't do keto. I'm not going to tell you to do keto. I'm not going to tell you this is the best thing ever for every single person if you can't do it the right way. If you do it like even 92% the right way, it's not enough. You got to do 100% to your own human capability. You see, what's the link to the website? It's stephanieperson.com. And Deborah, if you don't mind writing stephanieperson.com again, will not get tired of food. And the thing is with Dr. Berg, like, when I said this too. I said when he was doing some of the adrenal body stuff, he actually had some good information. Although I really think it's kind of very very bold of him to constantly target women. Very bold of him to talk about the estrogenic body and all this type of stuff when he's a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff he doesn't know about our reproductive cycle. He doesn't know what it feels like. He doesn't know what PMS is. He doesn't know what endometriosis feels like, or cysts, or fibroids, or menstrual cycle being gone, or he doesn't know like the effects of being on the pill. So when you start talking about the adrenal body, and then there's smidgens of good information, but you got to tell people, I'm a man, I don't know what it's like, you know, not everything I say is solid, but go do your own research and find out what your individual health is. He doesn't do that. He starts selling stuff on his website. That's the fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to tell people, you know, I only know so much. The rest of you guys got to figure out yourself. MSM. For what? You're writing MSM with a question mark. That doesn't tell me anything. I'm putting in the book on my Christmas list. Yes, you guys, I'm still writing the book. It is literally almost done. I've got to photograph the book myself now, and that's going to happen in 2019. That's not happening now. Right, Whitney? Let me see, my new hair growth is much less gray hair on keto. Awesome. Make sure you get enough zinc, because zinc will help slow down and the stress and the cortisol, of course. Get your blood sugar regulated, and that'll slow down the hair grayness. So, you know, everybody on the internet, I think at some point might do it for, not everyone, but a lot of people who are talking about health might do it because they really enjoy it. They really love learning about the body. But then, like, so many people start selling out because people try to pay their bills, but you still got to consider people's health. Pay your bills, make your money. Just be honest with people. That's all you got to do. Thank you, Jared Thompson. That's very sweet of you. And he says, thank you for being so gracious with your time. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate that, Jared. You know, because I, you know, sound a little bit like sanctimonious, people might forget that I am just an individual. I'm just a person. I go through emotions. I get sad. I get happy. I get lonely. I get mad. And I just, I get DM'd so much with people with problems that it is in my nature. I'm very, 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 I'm very nurturing. I'm very, very empathic. It don't seem like it because I've got this duality to my character. When I turn the camera on, I come across as very aggressive. But I really, 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 really love people and I feel like I went through so much. Like when my mom had cancer, there's like no information out there. And I'm like, there's no information. I don't know what to do. I don't want her to die, you know? And it's just like, when I figure out something, I'm like, oh my God, you guys, you got to figure, like when I started skateboarding and I'd see these girls skateboard and you're like, oh, I don't want to watch that. They're about to break their freaking femur. And I'll run up to the girl, be careful, don't do it that way. Your legs twist in a really, really weird direction. Let me show you how to do this right. I've always been that kind of person. When I first learned how to skateboard and I dropped in on a 10-foot ramp with 2 feet of vert, I almost broke my hip the very first time. And not a single guy that day showed me how to do it the right way. No one helped me, and I literally almost broke my hip the first day dropping into a vert ramp. So it's those situations when I was younger, it's like, I don't want other people to go through what I had to because that was horrible that nobody helped me. And I literally stood on the top of the platform shaking. Can anybody give me any advice? And somebody just said, don't fall. And that's exactly what I did. I fell on my hip. I thank you for making videos to help us. Thank you so much, Deirdre43. You're right. It was so difficult to Oh, thank you, M. Harrison 35, who writes, "Keep up the great work, young lady." Oh, it's very sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know I come across as very like arrogant, but deep down inside, if you guys were around me privately, away from the freaking screen and the madness of the world, I am not like this. I have this silly side, but it's just weird. Technology is weird. It makes you into kind of like a weirdo. You're right. It was so difficult to retain my brain about the fats. I just had to trust the process. I felt betrayed by the health industry and medical professional for being taught so incorrect information. You guys, like, maybe I should do a stream all about this, my own health journey. Um, and of course, my mother, like, trying to convince my mother to get off all these medications. But she's like, but the doctor said, and I'm like, Mom, just trust me, Mom. You know, we need to get you off of these 20 different types of pills. And you guys know who are in my age generation who've got like boomer parents who baby boomer parents are the sickest people right now on the planet. And they're too old to get it. Like they've bought into the whole Crisco, cook with vegetable oil, drink a soda generation. Like that's what they know. And they're all sick now. And they only listen to the doctor. Well, the doctor said, doctor's making you more sick. You see, my mom's been diagnosed with ALS. I've been talking to her about keto, really about keto, and also maybe a keto carnivore over time in a graduation process. Definitely. No, you come off as very compassionate. I am. And I just get, when I'm in a silly mood or I'm really hyper, I don't know how to talk calm. I don't know. I get really, really hyper, but then sometimes I'm very quiet and almost looking shy. I feel great, plenty of energy. I used MCT oil after I broke my diet, and a tablespoon in the morning for 3 days with fatty food. Hope this is okay. You really should, like, MCT oil is just processed, and it might give you a boost of MCT into the bloodstream quickly because it bypasses the gallbladder and it gets into the liver and the bloodstream quicker, but it's not a ketogenic fat at all. And how you feel is subjective, right? If we hung out for a day, I would be like, do you notice this and notice this? You'd be like, oh, I didn't notice that. And I'd be like, yeah. So, open the mind towards beyond MCT oil. And it doesn't even have lauric acid in it, which is antimicrobial, antifungal, antiviral. It's like they don't want to be healthy and don't get it. They don't get it. And it's so frustrating. Gonna visit your Instagram. Yeah, my Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. Go to my stories. I need to post more on the page, but every day the stories is great information. Like yesterday, I was talking about stomach acid. Because on the stories, I'm not being, so I don't mean to say this, but I'm not being hit with a bunch of questions. So then I can just talk and not sound so disjointed and all over the place. Is there anything for RA? Loving Life 42. Deborah, tell him, Deborah. My mod's got RA. Tell her, Deborah, you don't even need me. Deborah can tell you. She's done keto with her RA, rheumatoid arthritis. Tell him, Deborah. She's like my shining example of a person doing keto with RA who's like doing so well. I follow you on Instagram. I love your pics. Oh, thanks. Oh, go to my stories. Don't forget to go to the stories. So true. Baby boomers are super sick. Most are taking at least 8 different pills twice daily. Right, Reese's? Yeah. Listen to Deborah about her RA. Like, I love the fact that Deborah, who's my mod, and she's just an amazing woman. I love this woman. She has, like, everything that comes out of her mouth is just golden information, you guys. And she's very humble. She's not like me, right? Who's like skateboarder and like, look at me. Like, she's very, 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 very humble. And that's what I love about Deborah. Yes, Gardner, you're in the right place. Yes, yes, yes. So true. Okay, I read that. So baby boomers are parents. Now some of my younger friends, their parents are Gen X's, and that's my generation. I'm like, it was so funny. I was talking to my friend today at the gym, and he's 33. And he's like, he was making fun of me because a 26-year-old was talking to me. And then he's like, oh, Stephanie, you're a cougar. I'm like, Eric, shut up. I'm not a cougar. I'm just talking to Lucas. Like, be quiet. And he's like, oh, you get triggered when I say you're older. And I'm like, bro, you have more wrinkles than I do. And he was like, mm. I was like, yeah, that shut you up. He's like, and then he left. I was like, so you're the, I said, bro, I am younger than you are. You need to quit right now. Okay, because I'm going to teach this generation of freaking Gen X's that we don't have to fall apart and get old. What's a natural source of omega 7s? I have no idea. Did you say 7s? I don't know. Water important, yes. 1 or 2 glasses in not is not 1 or 2 glasses, child. You need to have 8 glasses of water. 2 liters. Staying young forever, I know. Loving life, 42. I just like when people tell you like how to dress and how to act and how to talk and you're getting older and you shouldn't do this. I'm like, shut up. I'm not listening to people anymore. That's when people come into my stream and don't say this and do that and do this and da-da-da, and people are telling you what to do. Stop. That's what makes every individual very insecure, is the noise of people telling you what to do. Now, if it's constructive and you can lay it down on a blueprint and show me what you mean, I am all open for that. But if you just one sentence tell me what to do, I'm not listening, because I'm 51 and I don't do that. I don't listen to people no more. Like who are like, trying to brainwash you. Time for change. 2017 Kerrygold is the way to go. Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm doing much better since I dropped the vegetables. I can actually eat more protein now. My muscles are healing better. Just, Rob, make sure you're getting the fat in, because keto carnivore, it's still keto. So the fats have to be at the 80% range. Just do keto carnivore. And make sure that you do your proteins are highest in these different types of nutrients like vitamin C, potassium, magnesium, B complex, B12, vitamin D, E, A, K, the CLAs. Well, that's going to get in the fats. Getting in the fats right there. The ALAs, the EPA and EPA DHA conversion. Talking too fast, can't get my words out. I'm eating mostly grass-fed something. Good. Okay, guys, we're sitting at an hour, and I told myself I would be done 20 minutes ago, but of course, I just can't, get off the stream because I'm talking to you guys, and I just love learning about the body. In some ways, I wish I wasn't the keto chick, because I just want to be the living life chick. But you got to get in where you fit in. Okay, guys, I think it's time to go. If you guys don't mind, if we can try to get those likes over 100, that'd be awesome. Like up the stream, guys, if you don't mind. And that's how you do it, is you hit the X. I bet you haven't eaten yet. No, I haven't. I tried to get home earlier, but then I was actually talking to another friend at the gym who somebody posted a link. Okay, I can't see it. Why don't you just describe it, because I can't see that link right now. Somebody at the gym was talking about their girlfriend having endometriosis, and of course, because I love people, I sat and talked to him for 45 minutes about his girlfriend's symptoms, because she also has cysts bursting, and I was like, I think she has polycystic ovarian syndrome. Does she have any facial hair? Does she have she having fat in this parts of her body with high glucose? And he's like, can we call you? And I said, yeah. It was actually an old boyfriend. That was so funny. It was an actual old boyfriend, and we were talking about his girlfriend. He's got endometriosis and cysts, and that got me home late on a Saturday to do a late stream. But that's just how I do. If you guys saw me, everybody knows that Stephanie always stops to talk to people when they have a question. Always. Okay, see you on IG, then Mike Harrison. Okay, 100 in, wait, I'm out. Thank you for time later all. Okay, cool. Awesome, Mike. Is it Mike? Yeah. Mike Harrison. Yeah, okay. Later, Steph, planning for a mini sesh with you tomorrow. Oh, yeah, okay. Which means I need to get to bed, because tomorrow I'm going to do my keto course, and I do mini consultations for the course members on Sundays. It's pretty cool. Oh, we're at 95. We can just give 5 more likes, you guys, and reach the 100 mark. That would be awesome. We got 96. We got 4 more. Just 4 more. I feel like a car salesman a little bit. Or like auctioneer or something. Okay, wow, an hour. Thank you. I know. I'll ask before posting in the future links. Sorry. Yeah, I think what happens, Whitney, when you post links, YouTube will block it, and it'll only allow it if because like people can post like, um, actually, Whitney, can you delete that? And can you go to my Facebook page or go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, and DM me the link? Because that way we don't want any, craziness with links on YouTube. Katie Collins has cured your PCOS. How long did it take? Okay. I'll try. Gotcha. Well, so my Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic, and my Facebook is Stephanie the Business Person, the business with quotations, and then you can hit me on a message there, and not my website because I only like my website for people to talk about like business, like I want to book a consultation, I'm having problems, or I need to book you for a podcast, or whatever people do, or we're gonna invite you to the Dr. Oz show, like whatever. Yay, we hit 101. That's what's up. Boom. Thank you guys for liking up the stream. I really appreciate it. And Deborah says to like up the chat, collapse the chat window, hit the thumbs up, then reopen the chat window to like up the stream and rejoin. 18 months I've been diagnosed 3 times since I was 18 last, ultrasound, no cyst. Yay! You guys don't understand, like these plants really do us weird. Fibroids, cysts, endometriosis, polycystic, these are women, obviously. With men, it's like andropause, low T, depression, too much, testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, DHT, yeah. Too much dihydrotestosterone, make you bald, make estrogen dominant and depressed. A lot of you guys have testosterone's too low. That's another. I've stopped talking about men. I need to talk about the dihydrotestosterone, the high estrogen in men, and the depression. Can't delete it. Okay, it's okay. I'll send it on Facebook. Thank you so much, Whitney. What is Facebook name? Facebook name is Stephanie the Business Person. That's as in the business. That's the business at age 51. Full natty keto. Maybe I'll send it if I can delete it. I'll see it if I can delete it. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Deborah. Yeah, it's just because I don't like links because people get in trouble when you send links on the chat. It's better to do it on another platform where my channel doesn't get in trouble. Okay. We got 102 likes. Thank you, everyone, for joining the chat. Yes, I stayed an hour. I was only going to do 30 minutes. What's wrong with me? Can't stand that I stay on this long. But you guys have so many questions. Now I won't be able to do one tomorrow or Monday, I don't think. Or Tuesday, a live stream. We'll see. I'll try to fit it in. Next live stream I'm going to do like 30 minutes quick. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow in the afternoon, you guys. In out. I used to hate avocados, but now love them. Can I have 3 a day? Absolutely time for a change because the fiber and the fat slows down the rate at which the carbohydrates hit the bloodstream, so you don't have a glucose spike. But eat those avocados slow. Don't eat them at once and spread them throughout the day so you don't have a glucose spike. Because there's like 8 grams of carbs in a Hass avocado. But it doesn't matter as long as you eat it slow, fat and fiber. Okay, now I can't without the removing you. Don't want to. See, no, I can't without removing you. Don't want to do that. I'll do it when I'm done with the chat. Don't worry about it, Deb. Thank you so much for trying to handle the link. What is your favorite way to make liver? Favorite way is you have to marinate it. Typically, people marinate it in butter. I don't do that. You gotta let it soak raw in butter for like an hour, and then I'll pan fry it, and it's delish, right? With some spring onions. Not the bulb red or the yellow or white onions because they will caramelize, and you only do the green part of the spring onion, sauteed very short, and it's delish. No kidding. Best bones for broth. I think that beef knuckle ends are the best because you get collagen and the bone itself. That's what I think is the best from pastured cows. But then I like when people add oxtail and chicken feet and some chicken bones in there as well for the marrow and the flavor. Just be very careful. Some of you guys are sort of allergic or sensitive to the glutamate, which is a protein released from the marrow. And so some people don't feel well because, oh, bone broth's so good for you. And then they don't realize some people have an inflammatory response to it. So just test every food. Same thing with avocados, cinnamon, lemon, fish, butter, egg whites. Yeah, no? What about soaking liver in milk? No. Why would you soak it in milk? Milk is nonsense. No. Use butter. That's ketogenic. Milk is not. No. Plus you've got A1 cows, black and white, the freaking hormones and the badly treated cows, and there's too many carbs and the whey and casein that people with people's gut, when you could use butter. That's ketogenic for soaking. No, butter works perfect. Why would you use milk? No. Ugh. Mucusy. No. Yes, candida is the devil. Thrush on my tongue will not go away. You can have thrush go away. There's a lot you could do. Paulus 27. I definitely would join the keto course because we often talk about candida and how to lower the candida albicans spores and try to break the biofilms. You can't get rid of that white tongue for sure. Test all foods. There's no superfoods. Thank you. Rob, it's probably one of the best comments made all night long. Well, when it comes to plants, because you know what's a superfood? Liver! That's a superfood. Beef liver. I soaked in ice and ate apple cider vinegar. Okay, you can do that too, but some people have an aversion. Butter's just, well, that's true. Some people can't do butter. So thank you, Melissa. Duh, but the fattiest joints are... Duh, I don't know what you mean. The fattiest joints? If you ask what the best is, like the bone knuckle of the fattiest joints, that doesn't make any sense. Marrow is marrow. So the leg, typically when you get bones from cows, it's going to be from the legs. Hello? Duh. Okay, guys, I got to really shut up now. It is an hour and 12 minutes. I cannot do this. I gotta go. So thank you everyone for joining the chat. If you want to do keto, you go to stephanieperson.com, watch my channel. I don't care. If you don't want to do keto, I still give you great information about the body. And thanks for joining in. I just want to inspire people to unlearn and relearn, right? Because your body is a reflection of what? Right there, the neocortex. So change it. Improve it. What do you cook with coconut flour? You could do like all types of bread, cookies, cakes, pizza, tortillas, blah. That's what people use for it. Or as a thickener, you know, like wheat for a thickener for soups and stuff like that, trying to use coconut flour. Yeah, of course I eat bone marrow. Yeah, bone broth. Slow cooker. Okay, I better go. Thank you again, Briseis. So great that you joined the chat. Thank you so much for being supportive. I remember when I heard Briseis entered the YouTube chats so long ago, and I really, really appreciate the support. And this is another very smart person, smart woman, and also Deborah. These women make me feel like relevant, to be honest. Because when you have people who are so loyal to you, you feel relevant. You feel, I don't know, loved, appreciated. And you women make me feel like it's okay to be me. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody, I could trigger anyone, you know? I could trigger people. I could trigger myself, trigger myself. And you just learn from it and you move forward. So these people make me feel like what I'm doing is good. So thank you so much. No, don't do a coconut flour book, Rob. Coconut flour is like, you can't, like, no, please don't. Just eat whole food, real food. You don't need to make carb replacements right now. Please don't do a coconut flour book. Please don't. Please, no. Just eat real whole food. You guys, and coconut flour is not even the best flour to make anyway. It's not. It's gritty. It's only good for tortillas with water and salt. That's it. On its own. the rest, it's not a good, it doesn't make a good flower base. Absolutely don't change stuff. Thank you, Deborah. Yes. Yes, honey. Every time Deborah enters the chat, like when I was doing this before, you felt so alone, especially when I'm against the whole community. And then you have somebody who's like your homie and she just comes in and this is a grown woman in my age demo. It's like, do you know what I mean? You feel just appreciated. It's awesome. So thank you, Deborah and Briseis. And thank you everybody else who joined tonight's chat and people who have become more consistently great support to what I'm doing. So thank you guys. And I might come across as sanctimonious and arrogant, but I'm very, very humble. You just get a little silly on streams. That's all. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful night, day. People watch the replay. And I am out. No one walks on water, or right? No one walks on water. But I can say that as I've gotten older in my 50s, when people say and do stuff that is like triggering, very quickly I go, oh, people are trying to incite and provoke a response. And then I'm like, oh, don't do that stuff. You know, you got to pick and choose your battles, guys. Like sometimes when I have a dumb conversation, and I've said this before, I'll be like, this conversation is not going anywhere. Like, I'm going to exit stage left from this conversation. And not even in a I'm angry kind of way, just in a we're not going anywhere kind of way. And it took me years to realize that conversations sometimes can't go anywhere. Because I would always feel like you could come to a resolution, always. And now I realize as I'm older, no, some conversations don't resolve themselves. And so sometimes you got to let go of stuff. So if there's any one thing that I can recommend is don't allow the triggeredness to go beyond 10 minutes. Because at the end of the day, everything's all in your mind that you trip on. So if you think that keto is hard, think that for 10 minutes and get rid of it. If you're tired of your autoimmunity or that you increased in body fat or you're tired all the time, can't sleep and this and that, don't give up. Don't get frustrated, because the more frustrated you are, you will not adapt. That cortisol stress will block your keto adaptation like that. You're not aggressive, but just passionate and informed. Thank you so much, Paulus27. Do you eat kidney? Absolutely. Kidney, heart, tongue, liver. Please explain why you don't do cardio when working out. What's the reason? Okay, really quick. Keto is super easy. So you guys, when you do cardio, that would not be, this body is an animal body, okay? We're animals, okay? This is a primal body. It doesn't understand that we have refrigerators, food right there. That's why we get fat real easy. Like we're the one species that can get fat like this because we need to survive, right? Because our brains are good, but we stupid with our smell and our eyesight and all this kind of stuff. We dumb. So we need to get fat so we can survive. And so when you do cardio and your energy is unstable, like you didn't eat the right foods before, so now your glycogen, which is here, is depleted, and you're going to do cardio and you don't have enough glycogen. So when there's not enough gas in a tank, you do cardio, it's like driving a Bugatti, a Maserati with no gas in the tank. What's going to happen to the engine? It's going to bust the engine. That's what cardio does, because hunter-gatherers would sprint. And then that's the HIIT training thing, right? Sprint and rest. We just cardio. I'm a cardio bunny, and I'm not burning any fat, but I'm burning up all my muscles and making my cortisol real high and getting creepy, saggy skin and saggy boobs and saggy this and saggy that. That's my short version of it. It's very, very catabolic to do cardio. It's not normal in nature, and your body will not access the fat cells. It will always access muscle first. Muscle? Then maybe a little fat. Muscle, then a little fat. You just get flabby. How many times do I go to a gym and watch people do cardio over the years and they just get older and fatter? I'm like, you've been doing cardio for like 8 years. Your body looks worse. Okay? Sorry. Okay, it's time to go. Yes. Deborah's handling it. She's answering things. Thank you, Deborah. Reading your mind. Okay, guys, have a wonderful everything. I'll be back. I'll be back. Comment below what you guys want me to talk about. I can't get to all your questions. That is impossible. I would be going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning if I got to everybody's questions and concerns. So just let me see what you guys want me to do in the content title of the streams in the comments below, and I'm out. Do I use moisturizer? Of course. I'm a black person. I don't want no ashy hands and elbows, child. No. No, no, no. I live in California. I'm near the desert. Please, people. It's dry here, and I eat a lot of fat because we need to keep the skin nice and moisturized, okay? Nice and supple and fatty. Don't do that like fatless diet, or else you would look like old Granny Apple. I'm a black person. I'm actually very mixed with every haplogroup on the planet. So I'm actually very mixed up. But black is just a metaphor. Nobody's black, right? Boop. And culturally, I grew up around a lot of white people. Probably grew up around more white people than black people. And that is the reason when I do speak, I can speak like this. But when I get fun, I'm like, child, you tripping, honey, child. Okay, okay. But anyway, I'm being silly now. You guys know when I'm silly, it's time to go. Thank you, Briseis. Good night. You can't live without your cream. Get that moisturizer on. But child, y'all, I just like some shea butter. Like, I don't put a lot of stuff on my face. Oh, you love the videos. Thank you so much, ZK. Thank you. Yes. I mean, at least I bring some energy, right? Some energy to the streams. I'm not like, do 30-minute stream, answer 4 questions and go. No. You know what I'm saying? You guys know the reason why wear workout clothing is because not only for myself, but you guys can see that I remain very consistent, and I went from my 40s to my 50s doing live streams, doing keto. So if you guys see me aging, you can call me out on it, but it hasn't happened yet. It's actually the opposite with epigenetics. That's what's up. Thank you, ZK. We get ashy. Yes, we do, child. We get a little ashy, you don't put some moisturizer on them hands. You get a little ashy hands, little ashy elbows, ashy knees, and just some dry feet. No. I don't know why black people can get ashy, but we do. Oh, you're 50, wish you could look like me. Well, what you guys don't understand is I'm an athlete. I've been doing sports my whole life, and I can't stop. Like, I get up, I'm like, I need to move my body. I need to move my body. I need to work out. I need to dance. I need to walk, climb, skateboard, something. So my entire life, I've been very active. I've never had a desk job ever. And my jobs don't involve a paycheck. Like, I don't have a boss. I don't have this type of stresses. My life is like, I get on my bike. There's my bike, and I go ride my bike outside, and then I do errands on my bike if I'm outside of my apartment. And when I'm in this apartment, I almost never sit down. If you guys filmed me, if there was like a secret video on the wall, you would see me just walking all over the apartment. Like, I'm never ever sitting down, ever, ever. I just noticed that about myself. I'm like, I haven't sat down in like 8 hours. That's not good. And I got a screwed up knee. So what am I thinking? You're trying to get in better shape. Don't try, succeed. It's all up here. It's all right there. People have said to me, but you've never been fat. And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but I've had 10 surgeries on my left knee. I was on crutches for 4 years. I had deep infection. Like, I don't even walk right, people. I got a limp. You just don't see it. Like my legs, my hip are fracked up. And I'm in my 50s. That means my cells are aging, right? They are going through somewhat of advanced glycation end product. I've just slowed it down. So every single thing that I do in a day to stay fit is a lot of work. But my business is the business. My business is my health. So I've been able to take better care of my health because I learn and I read and I watch and I pay attention, and I don't drink Kool-Aid anymore. Like, I don't listen to what people tell me. I listen to what makes sense. I put together concepts of health, and I'm not a doctor, but I go dig through the minutia, and you find what works. And then you're like, does it work? Okay, it's working. okay, this is not working. I'm hypoglycemic. I'm hitting the floor. I need to change this habit. CK, yeah, I have arthritis too. If I showed you guys my knee, it is so bad. This knee, if you saw how many scars I have, because I've had 10 surgeries on there, if you guys saw my leg, you'd be like, dang! And I have 100% arthritis everywhere. I've got arthritis in my wrists, in my shoulders, in my hips, in both knees. But keto has kept that inflammation real low. And I'm not even kidding. Because when I was 35, it hurt so bad. And now I'm 51, and my joints actually feel better than what they did when I was 35. Keto eliminated my pain from RA. So rheumatoid arthritis, that's a lot of pain in joints that they believe it's a genetic proponent, but obviously lifestyle turned on that genetic link for Deborah, and keto has helped her exponentially. The doctors are pushing me to take meds. Nope, meds hard on the liver, right? And we have, our body is its own pharmacy. It knows how to, take this, extract this nutrient and this, anti-inflammatory lifestyle change, and it knows how to repair and take what it needs and push out what it doesn't need. And it's just an amazing machine if you take care of it, instead of running towards meds, which are just band-aids. And sometimes they're not band-aids, they rip open the wound and cut it more. So you guys got to be careful. Been on keto for 6 weeks. Yes, that's what's up. Okay, guys, now I really have to go because it's 126. It's almost an hour and a half, and I told myself 30 minutes, and then I made another mistake. What's wrong with me? Oh, I gotta get off these streams faster. Okay, guys, have a great night, and I'm out. Peace. Till next time, I'm out. I said I was out. I'm trying to hit the X. Dang it.